Midnight, and the city was dead silent. Jack's hands gripped the wheel, one steering while the other wiped the sweat off his brow. Tonight was his first shift on the newly assigned night route, a run to the infamous paper mill. As he fired up the engine, his gaze drifted to the station's guard post. That's when he saw it, the old security guard standing frozen by the window, staring straight at him with eyes wide in terror, like he wanted to scream a warning but couldn't. "My name's Jack, 32 years old, and yeah, I'm a bus driver, youngest in the fleet, actually. Some folks think driving buses at my age means I've failed at life, but I don't care. I make an honest living. I've got no debts, no crazy exes, and the only downside is, no girlfriend. Life's simple, predictable, and honestly, that suits me fine. At least, it did. Until this weekend, I was halfway through the best dream, dating a total bombshell, dinner, a movie, holding hands, when my phone went off, blasting some god-awful ringtone. I groaned, grabbed it, and spat into the receiver. What kind of psycho calls this late? On the other end, my boss, Will, chuckled. "Morning, sunshine. Emergency meeting. Get your ass to the depot." I didn't bother arguing. Rules are rules. If the company calls, you show up, no matter what. The office was already packed when I got there. Will stood front and center, wearing his usual smug grin. "We've got a new assignment," he announced, pausing for dramatic effect. "A night bus to the paper mill. Starts tonight." The room exploded. "A night shift? That route's dead, man. Who's even gonna ride it? Bet it's haunted." Will raised his hands, silencing everyone. "Hold up. Listen. It's one trip out and back, that's it, and the driver gets an extra $700 a month. Anyone interested?" Dead silence. Nobody volunteered. Will's eyes scanned the crowd and then landed on me. He smiled, a smile that felt more like a trap. "Jack, my man. You're young, single, no kids at home. This gig's perfect for you." Before I could say a word, my so-called coworkers started chiming in. "Yeah, Jack, you're the guy. Piece of cake for a guy like you. Plus, think of all the cute girls you'll meet at night." By the time I realized what was happening, they'd all bolted, leaving me alone with Will. "Congrats, Jack," he said, tossing me the keys. "You're on bus 2386. Oh, and one more thing, you're starting tonight. 11 o'clock sharp. Don't be late." I stared at the keys in my hand, speechless. $700 is $700, right? Later, in the cafeteria, Tom, a fellow driver, sidled up to me, his tray clattering as he sat down. He leaned in, lowering his voice. "Jack, you sure about this night route?" I raised an eyebrow. "What's the big deal? It's just a night shift. I'm not afraid of the dark." Tom's face turned serious. "You don't get it, man. That route's cursed. You're new, so you don't know the history. 10 years ago, the night driver on that route drove straight into the reservoir, with a full bus of passengers." I snorted. "So? Accidents happen. Doesn't mean it's cursed." Tom shook his head, leaning in even closer. "Not once. Not twice. 3 drivers. 3 buses. Same route. Same damn reservoir. All gone in 6 months." I froze, my fork hovering midair. How come no one's told me this before? Tom glanced around, making sure no one was listening. City covered it up. Paid off the families, kept the press quiet, and now, here we are, reopening the route like nothing happened. By 10:30, I was in the driver's seat of bus 2386, my nerves shot to hell. Tom's words kept playing in my head, but I told myself they were just stories. Urban legends. Nothing to it. Still, my hands wouldn't stop sweating as I gripped the wheel. Pulling out of the depot, I glanced at the guard post out of habit. That's when I saw him, the old security guard standing stiff at the window, his face pale as a ghost. I slowed the bus, waving to him. But he didn't wave back. Instead, he pointed at my rearview mirror, his mouth moving soundlessly. Confused, I turned to check the mirror. The bus was empty, just like it should be. But in the reflection, I swear I saw it. A blurry, pale face pressed against the back window, staring straight at me. My heart pounded as I hit the gas, trying to shake the chill, creeping up my spine. It had to be a trick of the light, right? Nothing to worry about. But every time I checked that mirror, the face seemed closer. At 11 o'clock sharp, bus 2386 rolled into the night, bound for the paper mill.
That's gorgeous.